About 2,600 years ago, the king and queen of the Shakya clan who lived in the ancient city of Kapilavastu were loved by their subjects. However, this royal family got no children for many years. The whole Shakya clan concerned about the heir of the royal family. Queen Maya had many anxieties because of this situation and couldn't sleep well often. One night, she had an auspicious dream that a six-toothed white elephant entered her right side. Soon, Queen Maya was pregnant. She gave birth to a boy in Lumbini Grove outside the city of Kapilavastu. The newborn baby walked magically 7 steps, with a blooming lotus at each step. Then, he fell to sleep like a normal baby. This boy, the prince of the Kapilavastu, received his name as Siddhartha Gautama. The father King Suddhodana remembered the prophecy of the Sirasita, that the prince Siddhartha would either become a great king, or a sage who could save humanity. King Suddhodana expected his son to become a prominent king, not a sage at all. Thus, he decided to prevent his boy from any misfortune, illness, and death, so that he would not have a chance to become a philosopher or sage. As the heir of his clan, Siddhartha grew up carefree, talented, and very sympathetic to small animals and poor people. He also received a royal education from the wisest Brahmins in the Shakya clan, who nurtured his wisdom from a very young age. Siddhartha demonstrated his great compassion and high potential as a scholar, which bothered his father extremely. Fortunately, Siddhartha had a childhood sweetheart, the beautiful Princess Yashodhara. As the royal parents expected, the two childhood friends eventually married and had a lovely son, Rahula. Siddhartha showed no sign of abandoning his family. The father felt so satisfied with his strategy. Princess Yashodhara loved Siddhartha heartfully. She naturally expected that this happy life would last forever. However, accidents could always happen. The father King Suddhodana regretted so much of his little carelessness in hiding the dying old people from Siddhartha. One day, the wise but innocent Prince Siddhartha witnessed a poor dying old man during his travel. The fake greenhouse built by his father for almost 30 years broke thoroughly at once. Siddhartha's soul was stricken by enormous sorrows and pains. Siddhartha was bothered tremendously by the suffering he saw. He heard that, as a human, he will also die as anybody else, even though he was born to be a prince and future king. That was so scary to someone who never heard about death since he was born. What is the meaning of this life, if we all die in the end? I will find a solution to stop suffering from illness, death, and any other pain. Sorry, my dear family, I will come back as soon as I find the solution. After leaving this letter, the determined Prince Siddhartha Gautama left his royal family with nothing during the night. Since that day of abandoning his identity as a prince, he was only Siddhartha, a humble ascetic like any others. We can't imagine how many significant obstacles Siddhartha went through. He visited various meditation schools and almost died during some misleading ascetic practices by refusing food. He tried thousands of methodologies in depth and surpassed all his masters, but Siddhartha was never satisfied as long as he could still suffer. Thousands of failures never shook his determination of freedom. 6 years passed after he left his family. Siddhartha Gautama was 35 years old, very skinny, and weak. He was dying when he reached a Bodhi tree. Siddhartha swore to himself that he would never stand up again before he found the solution, or till he died. After continuous meditation for 7 days and nights, Siddhartha's consciousness became extremely clear and strong so that he could notice everything happening in space. At this moment, a lovely green leaf dropped to his hands. Siddhartha fully enlightened. He realized that interconnectedness is the nature of all beings in this universe, which are all interdependent and have no independent self. Since his enlightenment, he was not Siddhartha Gautama anymore, but the Buddha, an awakened being. He started teaching people how to be free from suffering. With his disciples, the Buddha created Buddhism, Buddhist wisdom, and Buddhist practices, including but not limited to selflessness, the Four Noble Truths, and the Noble Eightfold Path. The prophecy of the Sirasita became true. Even today, humanity still benefits very much from the Buddha's teaching.